Good morning, dear students. In the last session, we talked about the first three consonants, and that is plosives, fricatives, and affricates. And in this session, we'll be talking about the next consonant sound, and that is, next classification of consonant sound, and that is lateral. Okay. So the fourth one, we'll be talking about the lateral sounds in English. Okay, lateral consonants. Lateral consonant. Okay. So what are lateral consonant sounds? So lateral consonant sounds are those consonant sounds in the production of which the oral passage is blocked at the center but open at the sides. So what happened? The tip of the tongue. Okay, your tip of the tongue is raised towards the alveolar ridge or the teeth ridge. Okay, so the tip of the tongue is raised towards the teeth ridge and it touches the teeth ridge. Okay, so and as a result, there is partial closure of air in the mouth. Okay, അപ്പം എന്താ സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്? നിങ്ങളുടെ നാവിന്റെ തുമ്പ് it touches the teeth ridge. Okay, so there is partial closure in the center. The air passage in the center is blocked. അല്ലെ, നമ്മുടെ എയർ പാസേജ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? സെന്ററിൽ ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു and but open at the sides. Okay, so the tip of the tongue is raised towards the alveolar ridge and thus blocking the air passage at the center. And what happened to the air? The air escapes through the sides of the tongue. അല്ലെ, അപ്പൊ നാവ് മുകളിലേക്ക് ഉയർന്ന ആൽവിയോളാർ റിഡ്ജിൽ പോയി തട്ടി നിൽക്കുമ്പോ, so in the center, the air passage is blocked in the center. So what happened? The air passes through the sides of the tongue. അല്ലെ, നാവിന്റെ സൈഡിലൂടെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? The air will escape through the sides of the tongue. Okay, so such sounds are called lateral consonants. Okay, so lateral consonant is articulated with a stricture of, what kind of a stricture is there involved there? So it is a stricture of partial. So there you have the stricture of partial oral closure. Okay, so in lateral consonant, it's stricture of partial oral closure. Okay, so the tip and the blade of the tongue are raised. Tip and blade. And blade of the tongue is raised, towards, the teeth ridge. Towards the teeth ridge. Towards the teeth ridge, thus blocking, which blocks the air passage. Okay, blocking the air passage. Blocking the air passage and the air escapes, through the sides of, the tongue. Okay, so such sounds are called, lateral sound. So lateral sound is produced with a stricture of partial oral closure. Okay, hope you understood it. Okay, and there is only one lateral sound in English, and that is l. Okay, l is the only lateral sound in English. L is the only lateral sound in English. And how can you write the three term label of lateral sound? So lateral sound is an voiced sound. Okay, ഇവിടെ exception case വരുന്നുണ്ട്. So we till now we have first, it begins with voiceless consonant, and in lateral sound is an voiced sound. Voiced alveolar lateral consonant. So this is the three term label of L. Okay, so now we'll be talking about the next classification, and that is nasals. Okay, nasals. So Nasal consonants. What are nasal consonants? What are nasal consonants? So nasal consonants are those consonants in the production of which the oral passage or the mouth passage is completely blocked. Okay, so the mouth passage is completely blocked, and what happened? And then the soft palate is kept lowered. It's kept in a lowered position. Okay, the soft palate, നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം soft palate, അല്ലെ? It's behind the hard palate, and it is the soft part of the roof of the mouth. Okay, so it can be lowered. Okay, so what happened? When the production of in the production of a nasal sound, the air passage or the mouth passage is completely blocked, and then what happens? The soft palate is kept lowered. Okay, so when the soft palate is kept lowered, it allows the air to escape through the nasal passage. അല്ലെ? സോഫ്റ്റ് പാലറ്റ് വരുമ്പോൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? നമ്മുടെ മണ്ടയിലൂടെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? The air will enters, through the it will escape through the mouth, sorry, through the nasal passage, through the nose. Okay, മൂക്കിലൂടെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? The air will escape through the nose when there is complete closure of air within the mouth. Clear? Hope you understood it. So nasal consonants are those consonants which are articulated with a stricture of, what kind of a stricture is there? So you have the stricture of complete oral closure. Okay, so the air doesn't, it escape, it never escapes through the mouth. Okay, it doesn't escape through the mouth, and what happens? It when the when the uh, when the soft palate is lowered, the air escapes through the nasal passage or the nasal cavity. Okay, so the oral passage, what all things happen in nasal sounds? Oral passage is completely blocked. Then what happened? Then the next point, a soft palate is kept in lowered position, which allows which allows the air to escape through the nasal passage or nasal cavity. Okay, nasal passage. And we have three nasal sounds in English. Which are they? The three nasal sounds in English are m, n, and ng. M, n, and ng. Okay, m, n, and ng. And m, so now we'll be talking about the three-term label of m. M is an oist sound. And one more thing. So all nasal sound, there is an exception case. Okay, all nasal sounds are oist sounds. Okay, all nasal sounds are oist sounds. So oist, then bilabial nasal consonant. So it's a noised bilabial nasal consonant. And n, what about n? N is also a noised, alveolar nasal consonant. And what about the last one? Ng. Ng is also voiced velar nasal consonant. Okay. Huh? So this is the three-term label of m, n, and ng. So we talked about lateral consonants and nasal consonant. What are lateral consonants? Lateral consonants are those consonants in the production of which there is, sorry, in the production of which the tongue is raised towards the teeth ridge, and thus blocking the air passage at the center, and the air escapes through the sides of the tongue, and it is produced with a structure of partial, oral closure. There is only one lateral sound, l. And nasal, what are nasal consonants? Nasal consonants are those consonants in the production of which there is complete oral closure. The oral passage is completely blocked, then the soft palate is lowered in its lowered position, and which allows the air to escape through the nasal cavity or nasal passage. Okay, so it is produced with a nasals are produced with a structure of complete oral closure, and m, n, and ng are the three nasal sounds in English. Okay, thank you.